Welcome back to a very long overdue round of Basis Picks, or in this case, Basis Pick, because there's only really one fight worth talking about this afternoon, or this evening I should say. Really quick, I'll just say I'm very much looking forward to Caroline Dubois' continued progression today. Fraser Clark, not as much, but he should have a decent enough performance. The debut of Ben Whittaker is going to be very interesting. I am actually expecting him to get a stoppage today, but he's been doing a lot of talking, and quite frankly I do like it, but you know, with the big mouth and the big talk means you got to back it up, so I will be very interested to see how he does on his professional debut. But there's only one fight worth talking about, as I said, and that is Isaac Chamberlain and Chris Billam-Smith. However way you want to put it in verbiage, doesn't matter. Now, to me, this fight is very much a boxer versus puncher type scenario. Isaac Chamberlain, a lot more skillful, sort of a lot more technical, better foot movements. I don't know if I'd say better necessarily ring IQ, but he's got better fundamentals, let's put it that way. He's like a bit more of a textbook complete, like tricky fighting boxer. Now, when it comes to Chris Billam-Smith, he is an archetypal, I'd say a pressure fighter. He's more pressure, he's like a pressuring boxer puncher kind of thing. Comes forward in a high guard, sort of walking his opponent down, trying to get into their range, smothering them, get on the inside, sort of rough them up a bit, push them back towards the ropes, and sort of let off his combinations and his short hooks on the inside. Doesn't really fight at range much. You know, he does sort of work the jab occasionally, but he is very much a person, the jab literally is just for him to get his way onto someone's inside and work on the short, you know, sort of the short range shots. Isaac Chamberlain is more of a sort of a stick and move, switch off to the angles and try and sort of catch you, you know, from a shot you don't see. Almost like a slip your punch, like make you miss, make you pay, that type of fighter. Like I said, he will sometimes throw his shots from unorthodox angles so that you don't actually get a chance to set your feet. And sometimes that, when you're not able to brace yourself, is when he kind of gets the most amount of success. His biggest problem in this particular fight coming up is that he has a very sort of relaxed type style. He likes to be able to box at his pace, to set things up at his own pace, to be able to execute his game plan. Chris Billam-Smith is not going to allow him to work at his own pace. He's going to make him work at his pace, which is not a huge increase, but it's just a lot busier. There's a lot more you've got to do. And even though Chris is a guy that might sort of tire, you know, towards the end of his fights, in the first half of his fights, he's quite sharp and he's quite busy and effective. And that's where I think Isaac Chamberlain's going to have the biggest problem. So if he can actually sustain that pace and not lose too much ground in the early stages, then he would definitely have a lot better chance on the sort of on the back end of the fight, because he has the better gas tank of the two. The problem, his biggest problem, however, in this is going to be, again, he can't allow himself to go behind on the cards, otherwise he will constantly be playing catch up. We all know the fight's in Bournemouth, so there is no chance that you win a decision on the cards that is close. Luckily, neither one of these boxers are actually contracted to Boxer and Sky Sports, so in that sense it should be a little bit fairer, but ultimately Chris Billam-Smith is the hometown fighter, so Isaac Chamberlain basically has to dominate this fight from the start to the end in order to win it. Now, me personally, I definitely think he's the better boxer of the two, but I think that slight trying to figure his opponent out or taking a little bit of time to work in the beginning is gonna be his downfall in this. So I'm backing Isaac 100%. Like, He's from bits that I, frequent, sides that I was actually born in, funnily enough. But my pick for the fight is, I think that Chris Billam-Smith's going to do enough early and just about enough later on to kind of get this fight on points. I don't think he's going to be able to knock Isaac out. He could clip him and possibly hurt him at some point, and then Isaac will go into more survival mode, and he is very good at not being taken out if he wants to survive. But he's got heart, so I mean, I can't discount that either. He could totally surprise us all, and like I said, put on a boxing masterclass and devastate Billam-Smith and hurt him, because he has been hurt several times before, and the fact that he doesn't move his head, he is there to eat certain shots if you can land them. Isaac's got the chance to land them, but I think if he's gonna do it, he has to hurt him early, and then he has to kind of just keep chipping away at him afterwards. Isaac's got to attack the body. That's one of his keys, that he has to attack that body. But Chris, to get that body shots off, like, that means he's gonna have to be in the range where Chris is gonna be able to, get his short punches off. And of the two of them, Chris is the naturally bigger guy. He boils down to cruiserweight, whereas Isaac, to be fair, I would say eats himself to cruiserweight. So yeah, the speed and stamina might be there, but the bigger guy is Billam-Smith, so I definitely know he will be the much bigger guy on the night. So yeah, my prediction is Chris Billam-Smith on points, but I am backing Isaac, and I hope that he proves me wrong. But yeah, that's mine. Leave yours in the comments, and we will get to this one later on today. But yeah, for now, Basis Picks locked.